Go on.
If you were there that night, perhaps you talked to her or saw who she was with.
Anybody in town?
86 Bob, I'm in town.
Get me Piccadilly 21 for Natalie.
Roger.
Is this a taxi for Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Just get me mates.
Well, she's with 3 white lads, basically. Student-y type. One was very tall, that I distinctively remember.
Within shore, please.
The 2 lads in the back I didn't get a really good look at. I could just describe them as 2 white males, about 5'10".
Oh, I was just thinking, I hope my dog hasn't done anything when I get home. She's only a puppy, she's called Sasha, she's gorgeous.
Natalie was keeping the conversation alive by doing all the talking and gibbering on about a dog. What kind of a night have you had? Was that a good night? Passed 1 or 2 questions, but they didn't want to know, they didn't want to tell me anything. What club did you go to? Did you go to that 21 club? Sure.
Could you pull up at the next petrol station so we can get some cigs and some crisps in that, please?
Okay, yeah, it's just through the lights.
Cheers. Just here, lovely, thanks.
Okay, that's £7.80, please.
Okay. It's good in it, 3 lads, and I've still got to pay.
Smashing.
Oops.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
See you again now.
Were these old friends of hers, or had she just met them that night? Either way, police need to hear from them.
Sasha, come on. Come on.
There are no confirmed sightings of Natalie after that night. If she was still alive on the Saturday, she would certainly have spent some of the time at her flat.
It's cloud at the moment, it's still dropping 1 or 2 shards of rain, if you like, but the real rain is still...
That Saturday evening, the neighbour downstairs heard a lot of noise coming from Natalie's flat.
And much of east and some parts. What suddenly changed by the end of Monday, you see snow appearing in the Scottish mountains. Well, the reason is that we're bringing in a northerly wind once again, and that's sweeping these fronts slowly.
The banging was getting on my nerves, so I slammed the door to the sitting room, hoping it'd make him stop, but it carried on.
An hour and a half later, it was 4 days after that Natalie's body was found. She'd been stabbed several times.
Well, Mr. Baldwin, do you have any theories why anybody would have wanted to kill Natalie?
Well, it was 8 weeks ago tonight since Natalie's body was found by her mum. Since then, we've made a number of enquiries, but we're unable to tell at this stage why Natalie should have been attacked and killed.
Nothing was missing from her flat?
No, she'd only been in the flat for about a month. And we obviously need to speak to anyone who's visited her there, or who knows of anybody else who's visited her in that time.
Yeah, what sort of period are we talking about? People who need to come forward and talk to you?
We've had a good response from people who saw Natalie during the week prior to Easter, but we need to speak to anyone who saw her between Thursday the 13th of April, which was the day before Good Friday, and Thursday the 20th, when her body was found.
Now, the man in the red jacket that somebody saw her with at the bus station was before that time, wasn't it?
That was the day before Good Friday. That was a sighting by someone who knows Natalie well, and we're quite satisfied that that was the time and date. We do know he's about 28, about 5'11". He had collar-length blonde hair, which was greasy.
So we still need to eliminate him. But you do have one witness who saw somebody else with Natalie a couple of days later at the same bus station at about the same time of the morning.
We're not altogether certain about the date, but it was the same bus station and about the same time of day. This was a younger man. He was in his late teens or early 20s. He had black hair, which was shaved at the sides and the back. He was also about 5'11", but his hair was blonde on top, blonde streaks. He had a scar on his face which went from his nose down to his top lip and across his left cheek. On the back of his right hand he had a very distinctive tattoo which looked like a bird in flight, and 2 lines of dots on his knuckles. We think he may have used the name Paul. And as Natalie and this individual walked away from the bus station towards Portland Street, he was speaking to her in a very aggressive way and was either pushing her or punching her in the back as they walked.
But the last actual definite sighting of Natalie was by that taxi driver after she left the Piccadilly 21 Club with those 3 lads.
As things stand at the moment, these 3 lads are some of the last people to have seen Natalie alive. We really need these people to come forward. The descriptions we've got of them are not too good. Student types. One of them was particularly tall. It may be that they recall the taxi journey back to Wythenshawe, calling at the garage for cigarettes and crisps. Perhaps they remember seeing Natalie's dog with a bandaged leg when they got back, but we do need them to come forward so that we can eliminate them from our inquiries.
Right, and that was the 13th of April, late Thursday night, the small hours of Good Friday. That was the 14th of April. And there's an unusually large reward in this put up by the police and Natalie's family. If you knew Natalie, if you met her or you saw her in the few days leading up to the Easter weekend, please ring and help Mr. Boardman try to build up an accurate picture of Natalie's life at the time she died. The number here, 0500 600 600, or you can ring the incident room on their direct line, 0161 856 4300. That's 0161, the code for Manchester, 856 4300.